ebusuafo ye mama kwaba eba round table show so Afro 614 the people's heart senior munim ne kwesi ada bia wapon asori abafie edi ufufu ana omu bi ada oso saa no na ode ufidie no ato ha say Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, bebia yeta hot din. Fatu o ma me nesan share Emma afofofo so enye bi share last 2 weeks jafo de last week na for mothers de na this week so de youth for na eduru almost nti me sra wo ba bia o ye youth a mo no so fanto ha na on share na also fatu fie na obia enhwe bi na mo fenye esua de emma mo ho my son no ma me mfa na system ko emma me sponsor odi kan Shadia's Beauty abrin na Shadia na ye miti emma me de betina ha me ho ye me fefefe saa no Shadia wo ya ayefo na wo bi ayuti ana say wo bi ayuti akobi program me so fresh Shadia no ye uti ma na wo ho nye fefefe Shadia number is 6145991142 yo this no FF Beauty package makeup papa na FF de otwi me nko bi e me ntwu se funu makeup so de makeup bia ne de ye ntimi so ko FF no ntwi so ya ayefro ana wo ko bi program saa no FF be true makeup abrin na make say wo ko bi atru makeup kwa de ada me so for FF no true makeup never that FF number is 6144326449 the this no Sky Couture entire perfie so open African wear show open abrofu de bi ahye e de aye o program na o de akobi program ni nyina Sky o ni nyina wo ma de wo mema de nti me so wo na oyi a mo be ware mo nkonkwaje mo de wa ware so na wo na oyi ko bebi a eho na wo be kwa akwaje watare Sky number is 6467449335 sorry 9325 for Sky no kwaje wo de yo this no mirror beverage me so and de bia me ka yare na dosu yare aba inti so men no bibia enkomu men didi bibia enkokomu me so mirror beverage tie natural and just sugar no so no so nya dokodoko bia ekofa diabetes bia de abro abeto yes me so to be na shifa free and the ice cream ke ho so bolo ho emudro ho drink out pe bia de okona ebi ni ho kra wo be special ama wo nko an we bisuafo mirror number is 6142826131 Mr. Friend no nekwaje wo de ehye fridge ma ebisuafo nya bi no de otoso no OKT print t-shirt papa fie oh yeah wedding na ohia t-shirt de ayo bridal photo shoot na oh yeah birthday de aye birthday photo shoot asorifa ohia t-shirt de aye t-shirt crusades so OKT print okwadi wo t-shirt na onye ma the number is 92922892226 Mr. Friend oneje odie the otoso no KJT Kumasi African Market Kumasi KJT African Market there de Africa aba America ha say wo kro bia so a utumi from ombe meli abro omo wonnam ahodo impunam prekese ho bibia e be ma wa Africa duane mu aye dedede ne ho na obenya wo Mr. from 6147793688 from number ma upemeli ne ya om de be ma wo Columbus Ohio so Cleveland Avenue no mo Mr. hwehwe mo chi akwan na koje wo die you try to cry mom sis essentials nyoma ehwama we use o ka mo anasa ofie wa ye aduane ewie wo de spray ofie ho obi akra nti sa wa no aduane anasa o ka mo Uber drivers gusu truck drivers gusu dendende obi a eje ne de sensen ne ka me so beje wo de number ne is 6142123866 my name is Anma Mfa akwa basonko emma mabedwafo bedwani a odi kan ya me mama Lee
yes my dear
net saying
yami adom last week na nkoyi
oh I know
yami adom
na
ye
ho
pa
fa ampa ye da nyame ase se wa ai bebi odi ya bedu ho ato afisia pa nso so ye ni ye hu nti mama wa afisia pa
afen kometo ye pa afise be na radio station na akwachi no wa
amen na bibi ada na kwe
amen
me de akwa abasonko so ebe ma me bra Dennis akwa aba
Mini aba me Joso.
Akwaba nso bio from Ghana.
Yakoje
Na Ghana to say.
Ɛhɔ bɔkɔ paa. Wotum yɛ de ɛhɔ bɔkɔ ba nyɛ de a ɛne ɔbɛ ne de.
Eni nko a. Wobotom yɛ de a.
Wotum yɛ de a ɛhɔ bɔkɔ. Ba wotum yɛ de a.
Na wasen aba bɔkɔ.
Oni tia. Ɛsan no aba.
Akwaba Dennis.
Joso mini aba.
That's say waba round table and there. A special guest for you minu e wo studio ha say. Senya me kan and there we use for any ombedi dwumadie say oh baby ono so ye youth a mo fa nto ha no ntie bi wo questions and I say wo bibi a mo fa nto ana time no do say obefre in na otumi frɛ e kire wo so wadwin me youth abaya odi kan strong no fefefe didi e de akosua akwaba catch na say e okay and I mean ka bro from the medwuma o chini ye ohun akwaba akosia yo this so no so ekuya papa bi akwaba welcome and how the other chise bro for fa ohun ye de mo ho ye and the spotlight na da mo so nti ene questions na me dey be ba na bra Dennis dey be ba na mama Lee dey be ba e flow ma mo saa mo be answer because youth for be person mo tie dey mo so mo ka ma mo ka mo adwen mo so be busa questions a ehia mo na ya answer as parents dey bet me answer be answer ma youth for sisi amuna mo represent youth for nyina wa America ha ne Ghana nyina wa ntino mo nhya mo sapo mo nsuo because mo na mo ba be answer first question am busa mo ni nyina how was your teenage life like? Maybe say you first, Akosia first. Your teenage life, net say.
Maybe teenage life, it was very different from, I guess, the regular American teenage person because I came from Ghana. I was 13, and then I came here, so it's different. And also my background, my dad is a pastor, so there's a lot of things like
restrictions. I'm not saying.
Yeah. I was like not like restricted as in I can do this, but just looking at the people, the place we come from, a lot of things I'm restricted to doing because okay, yeah, so but it's also there. Yeah. So it's very different. It was, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't really do a lot. I didn't go out a lot, but I still enjoyed it. So.
Oh, you enjoyed your teenage okay. On the papa is soft you know. Maybe you know a kakra. Bible no more. Yeah, you hate to see our sorry you know. Bible no more any is today. Yes, yeah. I remember also say also teenage life. How was it like?
I would say it's like it was totally different from the American teenage life because each one grew up in Ghana, Ghana, but maybe 17 years. So it was, I didn't have that much restriction. I had like a free will, but then I wasn't interested in doing a lot of stuff, so I didn't really go out, study at the and I was playing. So me got my catechies. I have an upcoming pastor in our house, so it's like
so just a moment no dear mohojo. I am basa mohojo and I say camera mu na wa so da yeah. It was different, happy. And no ana moka. You moka. When started, how was communication like with your family? Baby, are you free? No, any baby, I'm more cano. Say me, I different from a chroma for. Momo communication with your parents, how was it like? Were you free to say anything you want to your dad and to your parents? And I say, you were like, hey, there are certain things you can't tell your parents.
So I would say, with me, growing up, I didn't have like I didn't grow up with my mom. I grew up with my dad, so I couldn't communicate with them. I mean, said I knew communication in Nico. But then most of the time, I just go to my corner and just like think about it all by myself or talk to my friends instead of say, yeah, mommy, I've tried as much as possible. Say BBNia, whenever come mommy, then I'll talk to them and we'll figure out like what's going on. So say communication wise it wasn't there, but going needs to see I realized that I kind of have to like push. If I do not make that effort now, there's gonna be like a boundary. So I have to push myself to get into that space and try to have into that conversation.
So if you don't push yourself and your parents don't try to also push themselves to you, is that what you're saying?
No, but with African society, they have I'll say with the parents community, it's more like most of them so no parents and share that in your life inside. So is one year I say no is it's like a new movie. It's say yeah, until when you I see it's like it's part of them. It's not that they don't want to have communication with you or they don't want to, but then they don't know how to do it. You see, we have to like step in and push our parents sometimes to do it. Yeah.
You and I remember I was also growing up, and how was it like? How was communication like in the house with your parents?
Similarly to a kids, maybe the other day, it's kind of a mixture. I could talk to them, and sometimes I'm more reserved. Because again, going back to the church background, my dad he's a pastor in Ghana, so most of the times if you have in the day, there's little communication. So my mom is there, my grandparents are there. I'll talk to them, but communicating with a lot of things, it was kind of limited to what I want to share with them or what they will talk to me about. But I guess so they are more comfortable talking to me and being my friend more than when I was younger. Because I've seen that over the past few years, transitioning from high school to college, I've seen more communication between us. Because first I really didn't talk to them much about a lot of things, maybe like surface things, and then we laugh and then we go. And now they are kind of coming closer to me and opening up to me, and me too opening up to them. So it's mixed. We get in there.
So Mama Lee, I say no. Now to me mama monka the person monka. Is that what you were saying? Into your parents, and then a man feel say, oh, I say with the meet me, mamma, enka.
Said na eba na odi kan kasa no say ye wo Ghana no. Oh, uko papa ukra na usuru. Oh, say wanya lucky now mama ni fie ho a na ye no papa nko ase na no papa nko na. And then we wa nka nkyere papa. Usuru kra. Ena na penifo no so bi ye hen dodo. Akwa ba ne ho no. Na o ye ne hen. Asebo kra ko bu say so ya kwara boni firi okọ. Yeah, ma wa answer kra no say o ya kwara boni firi okọ. Nti na ama nkwara bebre e ka hye. Me luckily me outspoken ti wo tie me kra we tie me. Na me na so raise me more. Nti bi woni na me ko na ho. Ma ko busa no say na me ka say how to even sleep with a man kra pa na me ko busa no. Na o chere me say oba ni be mother. Nti say wo parent no no oba no anya good communication na we be all the best you. Instead so we busa no the back wa ko busa na danfo. Na ba ka kire na danfo. Nti awofo bebre o ho a omno mani sa nkita ho no, which is very wrong. Also ma oba no nyeso o ye wadanfo de but kanobra ho bebre. Na obu okra on fanet na the olden days asem ntu ne bafo. Like I say all the so no ye holy. Especially say me be ya ne papa ye sofu yi. Nyame amo na asofo makora bebre sebi o say more sene normal children because ne papa I busy ye nyame adwuma. Ti se maame no a ofie na ahwe akora ni ya. Akora ko sua more free ne na for school. Ani abonti. Oni baba won so na akora na say. Nti no I was say Timmy man, young momo a yaw for ne can colana by him. Maybe news and I'm a single parentina. Na me ba no e was I uncle Fandy a minute. But about time be there, and was say, okay, mama, but the Ghana Sabio mentality no a fry moja. It's even a man transit in Como. And I cry, Obi, I want to down cry, I say, cry. Oba, can't call them for your homework, and I call them TV. This is a young be share. I was sasso, I read TV, I didn't come more. Of school, Bible Santana, school hours a day, and homework, and it's animal. So, home and crying with your crab, Busacolano say, you care. As I now, but I'll open up to you. Let me be Hannah, know it me, I catch you. Just say about more thing, and a Juman also draws, a Juman draws, same right near Mano, spend it together. Rather, no, running be braced every day, care, and I say, a ordinary Nadam for Bina, also free no. You know, yeah, entity a Jumano, so your money in here, especially. We here, entity a Jumano to the Yamre, Emma Mofran.
Then it's my boss, but my bisa question, Mama Leah, a really back, we never will meet me bisa, but my bisa no. I could see a woman as a pastor's daughter. No. Was there a time that you felt, say, oh, your dad does not have time for you? Like he's always in church or he's always somewhere preaching to other people? Did you feel, say, oh, and I'm Papa, the baby on TV, because I know you can feel that. So did you feel like that?
Yeah, I did. Even now, I tell him, I'm like, you need to stay home. Cut the time for people, put your phone away. Sometimes I just felt like he was out there too much than being in. Because, I mean, the work is big. And I feel like I don't also blame him. I blame the people. The church people, people outside, because if there's a little thing, I believe that God is there. I believe there's also hospital. God gave us the brain.
So they shouldn't call your dad?
Because now he's the doctor, he's your lawyer. Like, you need to go to the right people. And then once you know, always go to God first. You too, you can also pray to God. There's some things where the pastor needs to step in. But you don't call him immediately, oh, me too, man, sorry. And then you just call him in the middle of the night. That one, I think that's the problem. My dad too, like he would not just look at you and let you suffer. He would pick up or he would come and see you. And that's I guess his heart is like that. That's why I am not the pastor, because I would not go. So, but there's a lot of times I feel like, why is he going when he could be home? Or like, but I guess, yeah, the people also need to change.
Presby, what's up?
Westerville.
Oh, Papa and Studio, you're very, very caring.
Oh, Papa is here. Oh, my mommy, I'm trying to say, how, Pam, what say, oh, your doctor, oh, your lawyer, they should contact them now. She also needs you in the house. I remember also, so I know so you were saying they didn't grow up with your parents. You grew up with your grandmother or something?
It was kind of like a back and forth.
Oh,
so
okay.
I would say I grew up, I would say by myself, technically,
Okay,
yeah.
so was there a time where you felt so lonely and felt like, God, did I bring myself to this world? And I say, why? Was there a time you felt that?
Yes, a lot of times. So, like I say, like I moved from one place to the other. So I didn't really have like that consistent, many weights now, but then I kept on like moving and I was always lonely. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. And I create so I didn't the other woman. Dennis.
Minia.
That is saying a do so. Say make if you say your parents say Okrumano, Ejumano essay so do intino. I ain't say Juman crash so ye picky Ejuma do into ye time Emma and man I say Yeah, man, if you saw more hard in the embassy, if you know, makes me fear, and I say, Sikan me here.
Me that's it. Medical charity for na. Naomi, we are from Ghana. Yeah, it's here. Like I said, you know, if you Ghana nearby, our background, you know, tells you all about how the Ghanaian community takes the parenting system, not to the extent say in Ghana, near any man say, yeah, sorry, I'm you dware, you go school. If your dad and us all mommy, you juma or kroma or kwejuma, and open juma or can I say open school, so all you do is just come back home. Maybe the rich home, they have foods and stuff ready. Bar, maybe you can serve yourself and all that. Yeah, normally baby, I ain't free. No, if you school bar, you're training it to the extent say you buy in him say we have to go and cook and eat until our parents come back from whether the store, work or farm. I grew up from a place where the a fumu any other, you know. So me growing up, the time me real school, I mean the time I saw from there 4 years time, I started staying with my grandmom. And yama kwanya Ghana there, you know, vacation time no. Yama kwanya na mako me father hokakra. And with my grandmom no, you can see say your doors ni ofio, penifo kakra usa. So they expect uniamum penifo no to be your caretaker. Move free school ba no no aduane e no ma PB amwadi. They will make sure say will be why your homework near there. So okonya nua panyin so ono so mpe school dia na homework no munyina mugumu sa no pa na obeyo say tambe na obeyo obi amfo bia ho. Ghana community na koye no ho say obia timi hwe obi ba.
Yeah.
Say me pia bontine me dinse nhunu a the next door neighbor no wo fia ultimate yame. Eno nte sa okrom ha. Eno nti ama parent na yesunya wa Ghana no a ide to kwan ba no akoye so different. And coming over here, no, young Ghanaian parents, no, minyanye parents yet, but I would say the Ghanaian parents. Ya dream na say ya buy be juma be pesca. Edi akufie. We have a lot of families over there here taking care of them and all that. And you know, the focus ni nyina akwa koye juma. Now, when it comes to that, Emma enkwala no so no obefi school beba no. And we have phones available, we have the internet available, we have social media available. Sound social media different from how we grew up in Ghana. We didn't have that. We all play together, we come back home. But I hadn't the only time you get somebody to talk to, so parents and you'll be omutinefia, from 6 to 3 no point was not to us 4 hours or baby near the idea. Or baby fina bobe 10. Or babana ukran wada. So na ekrana or no buy and what bre only time we was why your homework and baby. So the parenting here with the Ghanaian parents no, it was say almost be to the extent say like they have to make time for the kids, especially in their youth kind of saying ages no. So our teenage side no, from middle school going to high school no. Me mama year a day be ma manage to the extent say me onua back to right now I'm fine so be 13 14 because of her. Me mama jai juma or no from Monday through Friday ni nyina. She only works on weekends. And that is when we are home. Because weekends, you know, me say me nyajuma weekends. Me am no almost all nyajuma weekends. So we are home with our sister. So me mama jai Monday through Friday ni nyina just because of person no pa no otimi making sure say me na sorry ako school. Upon school bar, my mom is going to be there to receive her, give her food, talk to her like obenyo obini na din komo bibi hana obe like akola pie kra na bibi hana you can see from the face. So co school na bibi kwa na you can see from the face. Also on not nature, you can see from the face. But Ghana parents, no, mostly yet to kwa bidru ha no, adwuma ne doso dodo. We don't get time for them. And through that, yenya time for them, no. Akola ne say ayu. And by the time you know, say, oh, matisa me bana ye say no be kwa kubusa na wa ye kra, ba nia wo chene so omjaye no kra na wa ye wi dada. You know, it was almost some ways of how they think say it's all about working and making money instead of taking care of their kids in the house. They need them. They need somebody to talk to. Growing up as a girl, crowd, and crowd a problem because so when ya o mame and o papa and no man din come especially o mame and then ending come am na nkyerɛkyerɛ no maybe a na so kotie firi na mfo no ma e west because na mfo no e bi kro no when nya sa antete no a o hia se obi betu obi ono betu fo no enti den no be ka kyerɛ ni ono no fa mu na ba bi a wa fa mu aduru no eno ano no nim nti ono nso no no be kyerɛ nti se ochire wie na mu mienu nyina mo nam sa kwan ne so a then your parent will see you one day and be like me den na buy krama be nu me ho anansa bi a me ba no wasai they don't know so mo no mo cause they should know say our African parents should know say mo no mo cause all those problems whether you are a pastor whether you are a doctor whether you are then omo a wo so mo yare omo wo preach your home if you don't preach your home you can preach outside so you have to take care of your home first see and easy. I had the no near the free Ghana be room one there. In fact, yeah, parents now say and free one too much. A man call on say pa.
That's it. Then, Miss Ambra, me young girls, he said, yes.
Hello.
I have another question for you guys. When it comes to punishment, where we are from, say when you do something bad, you are being scolded or punished. But our parents see it as say, oh, we are disciplining you or something. How did you guys see it as? So we are now mommy bro and I say, oh, correct. So did you see it as a correction or abuse? Almost no back any now. I am one kind of means I will see us start to me. How did you feel?
I mean, it was correction, depending. They didn't go up to extreme. My mom was a teacher, so she had a cane. And I remember only one time specifically I did something bad. I don't remember what I did, but she whipped me.
You remember saying you did something bad? But you.
So that one I deserved it. But like, it gets to a point they don't do that again. They just look at you. I'm more afraid of the eye look than you actually punishing me. Because that one they're not talking and you don't know what's gonna come next.
That's true.
So for me, they told me I didn't give them a lot of problems, so I think I was good a bit. So I thought of it as a punishment. But when you're young and you want to do something and you're not allowed to do it and you get punished for it, you think, oh, why are you not letting me do it? But it was all correction. Once I was growing, I am now understanding certain things. So, yeah.
Okay, also, I know, say you not really live with your parents. Whoever you lived with, no. Were you able to do whatever you like and I say you were being punished when you go wrong? And then if you were being punished, did you see it as correction or like punishment? Say, oh, they are abusing me.
Okay, so it's 2 and 2. Sometimes it feels like I'm gonna abuse you. And sometimes too it's more like correction. So yeah, like I said, it depends on the akwalana yena or correct akwalano. Because to say we share in go at this round to me fucking say like me bono so it more depends on what the kid did. So it's 2 and 2. So I'll say sometimes it's abuse and sometimes it's correction. But then it's
verbal abuse.
We have verbal abuse too, yeah. So So it's up to the kids. So we who you know we who near a papa name. Yeah, but yeah.
Almost say abuse be a big wow.
So the omoka no no kra me I've been to both places. Papa omo. But say no kan no obehwe osa. Asa nhwe no ye bo kra na usuwe anka be okay. So say be fa bia na papa ni sound. Say obeye uncomfortable sa. And I mean you na me na na tie. Me na so nani so she say the nani so she. And yeah, utimi wani mo utimi tua me so ma me nko yusu. BM o ma me nko ye BM. Se me di tua no eda. Let's show. And he said, "We are across now America higher." I'm gonna say you abuse. When I make sure no. But normally if tua I saw ko ye how BM.
Yeah.
But be tua. Me so me ho nyunti. There be a many different
Yeah.
tua na say punishment. Only I make sure no. It say the tete here Ghana no is different from here. Because I had a buy am of kwan say abakwa the ball ba and abuse. Oh, in the end I see a chair manu and I who kwan ya dey kola be fa so. Because I have ko ball ba o the came ball ba bebrea. Oko school. Nyame amwa. I said no ko pai. No go school. What happened? On kola so ha kola no mu twa draw. What I say? Yeah. My mom beat me up. What if you are near Babacho? Auntie, we should find ways and means I decorating colano. Because I had the gun and tea and I didn't tea or honor. About Chane, ye tree on all that kind of yak, they were two. A demo say, Kosha demo, who draw won't share war, Musa. Time out. Just say, I have no friend no abuse. At the same time, I said, Koran, you're correct one. It and community a peg camupa. Entity and I camunqua, kai. I don't want to hear. Oh, tea. Say I to be Americano. You perceive a man, yet it's almost Ghanaians. But at the same time, we want them to be Americanized.
Yeah.
Oh, tea. At the same time, so no, yeah, Christopher, quite not say because at the same time, you was over here, Christopher. Oh, the Americano. Indiana and Kuala confused. I think we end up confusing our children more than helping them. Inti I was say you balance no. Okay. We are Christian here, which robano equandia. Also ye Americanized in your money be free. To tell me say after now kola memu ebo teachers my dear. You won't put on your washing. But I say oh yeah America for away. At the same time also person over here Ghana. Or even though Ghanaians may bring boom to Ghana there. But who and near my near member from one. They will term our correction as abuse. You far way you near man of Becassa will feel. You far away you know you better to more. Yamisum. Now, what to tell you, I saw your Christian name. So, bad fear now, we didn't one who did you be at. You are not training the child in a Christian way. We have to balance it. Now, it's been in Kulana and Kasa. Near whom ran so Kruma, Obo, new Emrabia Kruma. And also, one of our back, yeah, Mediterranean. Madame for be a bachero because of born a banner, a pie, or co school, across catching teacher, a bachero. Okoda said a cry fine. A bay caught us some cry. And son, a church or letter, because it is honey. Let it see, Yama. Only a mention. Yeah, usually you hear American bra. Quite out your first word, it's Tim of Fra. And yeah, a fall under abuse.
Yeah. That is about so, but Mammy really comments, Akosia Chineboa Aqua say the pressure is great from back home, so it puts great strain on families here. Mr. and Mrs. Anijari Opokukasi Esh, I'll say hello, Afro 614 radio and TV family. Hello, CC. Akosia Chineboa Aqua Science say hello, Kamala Sets. Thanks for watching. Veronica Dixie, you are 100% right, my brother. Hi, Auntie Vero. Akosia Chineboa Science, so correction doesn't have to leave marks on the body. That's right. Who said Mrs. Star Getty Cole Shane, Florence Ferguson Shane. Akusia Chinebua Science say. That a channel is abuse. It leaves psychological effects on some people. Yeah, they come for day. Yeah, I'm not doing how. Yes, a channel the money. I'm not doing psychological effects. I'm on farm. And I say, yeah, brain.
Of course, what teacher was asking about.
I quite a teacher so. Teacher so I broke a whole school. On the crowd, they chain. And then it's remember I was okay, my mom call a Mali. Then it's a Cynthia Botche was so say I'm watching. Rebecca Amankwa shaying. Who could be sharing me who would for now. Internet, yeah.
I did vet. I don't know Quaba.
Mamma Bramo Subu, since we are setting up selling a your hands, means I'm Bramo Amoso. Did your parents ever make you make decisions for yourselves? Say, oh, I deal with it. Meet you side of your Akosia, where you feel saying anything, and I say, hey, Akosia, we say an Would you mutaya say an yeah, Sabi, and I say, oh, the opportunity to make your own decisions sometimes.
It was, I'll say it's in the middle, depending on what the situation was. Like for school, I decided if I don't want to do this, I'm not doing it. And my dad understands. He's like, what do you want to do? He asked me, and my mom too, what do you want to do? Okay, this is what you want to do. We don't know anything about it. But oh no, they can't. Because I mean, I asked them, like I always tell them, like some of the parents, you force your kids to do something, but you yourself, you never did that. So how do you expect them to do it? Like I'm in STEM. My parents, they don't know anything about what I do. if they force me to do STEM, they know nothing about it. How am I supposed to do it? But I just like it, so I did that. And they had no idea I'll be able to do that. But some parents, on the other hand, I feel like some people, they're like, oh, I want to do this. I'm doing this because, the parents expect them to do that or become. I mean, we have that stereotype that African parents, they want lawyers, professionals, but you yourself, you're not a professional. So if you expect the kid to do that, then like you're just setting them up for failure because people go to school and then they stay so long because they're changing things here and there. But for my parents, they allowed me to decide on like things that are big. This is what I want to do. Okay, we will guide you. Maybe if you change it here, they're not gonna say, oh, this is what you have to do. They allow me to bring what I want to do. And then if it's bad, they will correct it. If it's good, they will support it. So,
okay. Yeah. What was it like for you?
No, because I had the right to make my own decisions, and I'll just make a trauma. Then they'll be like, oh, yeah, say nay, or fat say so it was the same thing.
University, I can say a doctor.
Oh, Davy. Davy.
And I say, I'm a doctor too. Yeah, they are all doctor.
Oh, Davy.
First doctor in the family. So you got to do it when you're
Davy. Me and not be choosing baby. Yeah.
Why already am I? Dennis, you're not ready. Okay, Dennis. I shall say, I'm a so I feel about discussing about growing up here in America, and I say even if you cry, no, say me I won't know man best and then your mom will be cow mother in chair and it senior almost feel it away so before I come with them, if I come with them, they almost 10 so become with the yeah, almost so cow mother in chair. Then it's say I can say Oba any new room her. Now say me Dennis me doctor man ye been to then change now the other doctor. Only the first doctor in this family.
Me as a person growing up, me papa was a a farmer. It's, I didn't have the pressure, say, near me, I don't know, baby, and as a way, I'm a person way, because it's not like, say, na me papa and pay school, no pay school, but the, you can't say Ghana, you can't say family corner.
The support.
Na, I know you didn't kakra. So, me find say Ghana junior high school. I maybe call senior high school, no. I was very, very interested in doing barbering. I'm person me be me baba. At the same time, na me need J mechanical and my home say me can boom me fab battery near there na me dey boom na me person me car money move na that two sides was my biggest passion and I'm a person me call. Now I had somebody in the family who wanted to help me go to school. But none yi nyina ne say o person me call accounting. So ono no okotu eska na mo. And ono na kire say we na me person okoye. But at the same time I'm medical catch papa say me person me call sua baba. Nanko umbi barbering shop emame. Because growing up I saw all these barbers most ubeshia na the way baba bia no first no and never barbers no crowd they no mo shada mfa ho ne mo fashion na isa but ushia baba the way we see twitwa lines na ma no na me fe and me so na me pa boy pa me meeting as we twa boy na ntuma and then nyina me twa ba 1 2 be na me papa and na me pese it is sa no ya me passion but then nipa na o to your school fees na ma no in Ghana no I think say because of say school fees to no or no has the upper hand in what they want you to go and do but so could do school months and say near utwa no so am fa there then they will change their mind but still they will have a decision to make for you. Enti accounting dey me koye me wona mass na me shedam pesa me pe reading subjects me say o ma me reading subjects na say me ko kan na be twero no me dwine baba sisi me ba na be bisam bia me timi atwero by ba mass calculation 7 na me ni ho na Ghana almost start da so ye unse wo course na wo ye na kasa no be some core subjects be general science one and some bebre me teacher ba class science teacher me back class me catch I'm not here for science me sorry PA because enye me passion but then so wo papa na so mama 8 year school fees ama wo Ghana they want you to do what they want oma ya san de abakru ha now eno ama nkwala ne kudru school mo no ma say so onkoye nurse na oye nurse na be first year second year no be na still in fa say nyo ne net school mo no wasan ya change wadwene be yo saka be 2 years no wie school but na no ma be 6 years no wie ti Ghana no say me wie no in fact one of my uncles here in fact I think so call retirement from military he saw my passion in the mechanical area no to me co school drew fancy be from 2 I make from 3 secondary school and me could in some kakra school so I know my parents not said the names answer money there but anyway be din some kakra me dwane for room they call dance and e kwache ye naja you see yemfa your parents mra my father so a presiding elder of Pentecost. So at that time now ko fa papa aba nye be ka je papa so akọ dance sa na tie de na so pekwa mi so na ofa and na me frɛ me mama that time na me mama wa na me frɛ mama ga je school na me kono say omo me yi me mfiri ono ma me wie school me pass because omo nchira de baako say even craft form 2 na edu na form 3 craft form 1 syllabus craft enwie so about time na yam sese no ne ba be ko school you know pass there wabokagu and I say any kukumase now for my school ma wa pe ene bu marketing na me call and dey me ko share KTI it me tell me Canadian because school KTI and Kumasi Technical Institute right now I'm say Kumasi Technical University but uko school man I affiliated with Canada school bi nti na yɛfrɛ Canadian nti me a Canadian na me koduru hɔ no me am hu sa fe dem awura me passion mu so it was easy for me to yakase munye we mu nka we mu ade na say ewo mitrim dada and I started going to Kumasi magazine kra say me ne me kusua adwuma no kra ho no say book no ha no ma me sua book no ma san kusua no ha say and it made me love it so much to the sense say nka o ma me to aso kwa account na by now nka school no bia ma kwa zire so the way I am parents no e pese o mo force enkwala no na o ma to what they want them to do no unnim oba na hoden ono na ekọ ni school and there's this guy ewo Masoria owie high school or college no me busa ne say okoye course ben also okoye music me gina o hwe ne sa me say music and no see a course awokọ akoye ne say me koye course music or say yeah enya me ba no so I just kept quiet and okoye right now I'm telling you what the guy is doing no you will not think that there is music courses be on my with school oba you can make money out of it so parents not thinking say nurse and and say okoye doctor and the medical field in Ghanaian community mind in India trust me so I'm for what I want go school and that is why I can tell that is the reason why most of the Ghanaian community young ones be braina Iran nursing mo. I know somebody okoye what is it called? Nursing course ibi. Otuna school mo 3 years. Yeah, I'm fat. And she has to go back again and start from somewhere. Otuna school almost bare 6.5 years and over school. And parents I know somebody. Ne baba ko every school. Yeah, bako ya accounting. Wa sharp like wa ba o ye juma o ni sika papa bi. Like o ye na juma kama. Bako so ye some other course bi. Ono so about ono so ye na juma IT. Ono so about ye na juma. I never saw the parents doing anything for them when they finished school. But in the last month, they are girl. We nursing. Okoye nursing course. College. Trust me, there was a big party. Now, many girl on the cast and I'm saying, hey, I was the old idea. Or say, I'm a nursing now. Make yet many amun and non person Mokoye. We person Koye. Omo Okaya nursing and my person into Ayama. You see how they respond. I don't know, paint my Ayama. But se uja no mo no aye ne dia ye omo recognize nurse no as eno nkoa ne ade a wo ya wa bobra eno too much you can say pressure omo man kwala ne pressure too much be enjoy kwala no mo passion because when you are working adwuma wo se adwuma na adwuma wo pepa na se wo ye adwuma wo ni jimwa o sorry anopa ko adwuma na you wake up like freely and go. But it doesn't matter how much money you are getting from there. Oh, sorry, you always don't want to go to work. Because they should allow the kids to choose what they want, and their life will, be better than what they think it will be for them.
That's Brad Dennis. We really come to Yvette, so can say Yvette, so I join in our studio. Has say hello, Madam Fine. You watch
Papa. Yeah, no, mommy.
Comments. Rebecca Amankwa say, looking lovely this evening, Mom. Darling, thank you. Mary Labby say, hi. I wish I know your mom. I would have sent her the link, and then it's what the end know. Rebecca Mankwasi, I wanted to be a caterer, so I wanted to do home economics in SHS days. But cost of practical, I was forced to do general arts. Hey, Ghana, mommy, for Angeline Rachel Eduboahim say, my mom's still looking so yummy and kissable. Yes, Angeline. Justina Ampoma Cynthia Botre say, Mister, you do it all. Cynthia, what you say, Ghanaian community and nursing career, almost per papa. Yeah, they ain't me, you know. There is a 4 jaw and Cynthia, what you say, good job, bro. Rebecca say you said it all, Dennis. Remember my sister Yvette so. But I'm fine.
Yes, mommy.
I was you are like both you are both sides when it comes to being American because you were born here.
That's right.
And then you were also taken to Ghana to grow up a little bit over there.
Yes.
So you know both sides how you feel. Talking of punishment here and back home. Mamifa brought back Kaka since you just entered. You know.
But I was listening.
Oh, I know.
I was listening.
So punishment here and punishment back home. What was the difference? When you were back home, were you beaten like, did you feel there or a punishment or correction? And then here, no. When the man who I would want to do, or you say, had been your shoe, but see, do Ghana. Now we put them the bayo.
And I do fear.
Aha, was aha. But the man called Ghana had a yes to member, but in true Ghana, we put them mayo. Is there a difference
Yes.
for you two? Was there a difference for you too?
Yes. First of all, thank you for having me. And I came to visit, but I guess once a star, always a star.
That's right.
Anyways, so yes, I do believe there's a difference, and I say this because my mom never spanked me. I've never been spanked. I've never been caned. I've never nothing. However, my brother got a little whooping, but he's a boy. I believe that in Ghana we beat our children. There's a difference of trying to redirect a kid by using the phrase "spare the rod and spoil the child." There's a way to do it. If the kid has misbehaved, you pull them to the side, a little ladder. The nurses back in the day here in America used to spank children with the ruler. That's okay. But if you're running around with the kid, extension cord, whatever, benkuta, and all that, beating it, no, that's abuse. That's not correcting a child. What correction do they get out of being beaten by a stick or a piece of wood or a belt? There is no correction there. However, if you've taken the child and you've turned them around a little bit, spanked the butt a little bit, give a little tap on the hand, hey, don't do this, redirect, like we do babies sometimes. If a baby bites you, what do you normally do? Sometimes, you're not literally biting the child, but it's just a redirect, say, hey, this hurts when you do this or it's not good, so don't do it again. But if you're taking an extension cord, benkuta, I've seen skillets, what's it called, that thing? The cord, the one for the, I've seen it all. Chasing down, beating a child, that does, or you wait till the child gets in the room and you beat the child. That's putting more fear and terror into that child and traumatizing that child rather than redirecting the child. In America, what I've noticed is that you can do a lot of things to punish a child or redirect a child. You can do as simple as taking away a game. That's redirecting a child. Or not letting them go to a birthday party. That's redirecting a child for maybe a consequence for what they've done to redirect. That is easy. But if you're here in America, if you take a belt and you beat a child and that kid calls 911 and said, my mom or my dad beat me with a belt, how are they going to ask you how? Oh, she crossed me, hit me across my face and hit me across my back. They will arrest you. That's abusing a child. But if you took that kid and you realize, turn around, pat, hey, don't do that again, that's okay. To me, that's okay, redirecting a child. But throwing your fist and hitting a child, pouring water on them, just doing things, put them in a corner, that's okay, put them a little time out. But when you put a kid to the corner and you tie them to, so they can't get out, those things are traumatizing the child rather than redirecting the child or discipline the child. There's many ways to discipline a child, and beating them with an extension cord or benkuta or a, how do you call it? What was benkuta English name? Even the lado, whatever that is. Yeah, the lado. Those things are just abuse. That's just abuse. Why? And then you see that, we're worried about, we talk about slavery and how we were beaten and all that, but yet you do it in your own home to your own child. What's the difference? What's the difference taking that? I don't, and I haven't spanked any of my children either. I haven't. I used a game. I used not going out. My Jeffrey was soccer. He loved soccer. So if he misbehaved or some school grades were dropping or something, okay, sir, if this and this don't happen, you're out of the next game. And that's all I had to do. And I redirected him. I didn't have to spank him. I didn't have to spank Jada. None of them. Take a phone. 1 week. Take the phone. That works. but you don't have to necessarily. I don't see that as redirecting. I see that as abuse. It's not, and we shouldn't even punish our children. We redirect our children and we discipline them for action so they don't make that same mistake, but not necessarily beat them and try to, in a form of punishment or how do you say it, redirecting a child.
Okay, another question for you. I mean, I've asked them when it comes to decision making for your children. Do you have to say that? Did mom ever tell you, that, hey, Yvette, chinchina, you have to be a nurse? Or was your decision to be a nurse?
I think my dad, when as a child, my mom said it one time when I became a nurse. She's like, when you were a kid, you always used to say you were going to be a nurse. But again, when being born here, I moved back home with mom when I was about 9. Stayed there for about 10 years, and then I came back. When I came back, it was time to go back to school. I was done with secondary school, so here would be college. When I came, my father didn't know much. I mean, my father dropped up at 3rd grade or something, like 6th or 8th. That's it. So he doesn't know much. So he gave us to a friend who would redirect us to try to get us into the school system and all that. So all those little twists and turns kind of threw us off a little bit of the, like, what should have been a regular schedule to finish school on time. And we didn't know, because in Ghana, I like cooking. You know, I'm a home econs person. My passion growing up was either to be a chef, like I was going to cook for Oprah. That was my thing. You know, be a chef, or hairdresser and like do hair in Hollywood. That was my thing. And then I remember my dad saying, hey, you already know how to cook. You already know how to do hair. So why do that? Do something you don't know, so you have that as backup. And so that was one of the reasons, like, okay, so I'll go to school to be a nurse. But to be honest with you, being in the school system in Ghana, coming back here was hard. I couldn't comprehend the way the teachers were directing or asking their questions. I understand, but when it came to a question, I wasn't doing so well. So I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this. So I kind of stepped out a little bit, didn't want to go to school for a while. And again, my father was like, go school, no, you know, it was there. And I get it, because he wants me to have a good future. So I get where he was coming from. I quite remember when I decided to go back to school, it was for my own good. I said, I want to do this. That's when everything started falling into place. Everything started clicking. I was doing courses I wanted. I tried to apply to the nursing program at Northern Illinois University before my sister got ill. So I had to back up and do something that my credits would let me graduate on time. So I ended up doing public health. And I loved it because I get to deal with adolescent teens, which I did for 10 years. But my passion was always to be a nurse at the end of the day. So I went back, I said, nah, this is what I want to do. And because I love this so much, it was easy for me. Then much more, again, maturity. My brain is much more advanced. I can now, you know, I got back into my groove of how I used to communicate. I can understand these teachers now, and made school much easier for me. That's why I went back. And yes, I love to be a nurse, but I do get it. Because some of our parents, people don't understand. If you don't have the guts, you cannot do it. It's you have to be studying 24/7. You have to know and what people don't understand is that once you get your nursing license and you screw up, you're screwed. That's how it is. Once your license comes to your hand and you do something wrong and they take your license away from you, you have to find a whole new career. So you don't just push yourself. You can't push someone to do something they don't have a heart and a passion for. Because if you're passionate about it, then when you're doing it, you're more reasonable. You're more you're more careful. You understand that this person is like this. What can I do to make this person better? You do it with your whole heart. You can tell those who go to school just because they've been told to, and you go to school. You can tell those who are passionate about their job. You see it by the way they talk to you when you walk through that room, the way they receive you, the way they act with you, and how they relate with you. And you have those who just chop. That's when you know they're just doing the job, because that's what they're supposed to do. But when you walk into a room with a doctor, it doesn't matter who it is, a pharmacist, physician, whoever it is, and they love what they do, you can easily tell that this is their passion, this is their calling, because how they talk. So we shouldn't push our children to do things that they don't want to do. I have 2 kids. I want one kid in college, another one about to go. And I told Jeffrey, I said, what do you want to do? I don't know, Mom. So I let him go to school for the first year. Having gone to school here, I know that the first year's electives anyway. So let him go. By the time he gets towards the end of the year, he will figure out what he wants to do. And again, even almost toward the second, he wasn't sure. And then we talked to him. He said, you know what? I've done my research. This is when I said, are you sure? He said this. And you should see him now. He does it without you asking. Like, he's on it. And the same I've done with Jada. What do you want to do? Now, she's changed her career like 4 times. I'm still with her. Because I know that she's going to get to what she wants to do when the time comes. Again, you cannot tell our children what they want to do because, like I said, they're going to sit somewhere and say, "My mama say, my papa say, my mama." If failure comes, it'll be my mama is the reason why. My dad is the reason why I fail. So let them be themselves. Allow them to make decisions. And when they come to you, don't agree. It says experience is the best teacher. Allow your children to make their own mistakes. They will come back, and that's when you stand up and you become the hero as a parent.
Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Sissy. Some question. So, I know, say you guys were not born here. You were brought in a early age. This is another topic for another time, but I'm just chipping it in for just this question. Was there any time like your parents wanted you guys to work just because they brought you here so they get money? Say, oh, me the wa bank, you manufacture a car and I say, I me do about so me nyam fa so plane ticket ne filing fee ne me was there any time you feel like your parent wanted that? Oh, the people complain about that.
Yeah,
I have
of
a couple
course,
of
of course.
young people they be complaining, oh, my mama they be buy and some papa they be buy it. Also me need madam me fancy ticket. Did you have experiences like that?
No, I never did. My parents never asked me to like work, especially my dad. He was like, if you want to go to the school, that's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna do whatever as a parent to help you, even if we don't have everything and I can't give you and provide everything someone else have. You wanted to go to the school, do that, and I'll do the rest as the parent to help you. So I never actually worked until I got to college and I started like doing tutoring. And that one too, it's pretty chill. It's school, so they make sure. Yeah. So I didn't really do anything. So like after I graduated college, my official job, this is my first job doing. So they never asked me, oh, and I say because if I want to do well in school, I feel like it distracts the child too much because you're worrying about, oh, I have to go to work, and then if I have to pay bills, then how am I supposed to study? And school is hard. Parents know that. It's hard. That's why some of them, they came here a long time, they're still where they are because they couldn't go.
They're still where they are.
It's difficult. So like if you're adding that extra burden on the child, you're not allowing the child to be a child. Like if it's a summer thing, like I know here they have like internships here and things, like even the McDonald's, if it's a summer thing or it's not gonna take too much of the time where like what they really want to do is overtaking the school part, then are you really setting them up well or are you setting them up for failure?
Them being where they are.
Yes.
Was there a point in time that you actually wanted to work because you want money for yourself, and then your dad said no, or you just didn't want to work anyway?
Well, I didn't want to work anyway.
Sounds like Jada. That's why I asked the question. Because I have one at home that refuses to work. She refuses to work. She's like, you buy it for you brought me here. It's my job to be your daughter. I'm going to school, so I'm not working.
And if they work, so I forget about it. Because and never Papa started. Hey, Papa, you're working, so you have to give me some. I don't have enough to share.
I know.
Oh yes, they will tell you like.
No feelings on the your responsibility is to take care of them.
Did you work for that reason? I mean, this week with your bills with you.
Oh, Davy. As you were saying, it's the parents' responsibility to provide and give us like anything that we ask for. Even though if say it's still their responsibility to take care. No, to take care of us. So yeah.
Mashugu show. Momane say. So I'm going to my crown now. I won't mean chow bills. I don't just say the sick and I go to the bravo chow bills. Into over there. Oh, America had ya forget about it. Yeah, it's me share my mom who bed the craft flowers. Yes, I was
Flowers. Hold on, flowers. One year I can't $2
yeah. It's no Muntie, Mama Lee. Grana Casa.
When the mammy be on the just never buy no. Papa because school. We nurse as my king. You can't hear I mistakes by me minty. We see 1 year for nothing because now 100% for your pharmacist. No so on bet, not in a quiet nurse. We see 1 year qua. Tia yam of fran no moon head there. Come pay. A club or crowd, oh, you know, our parents who say a crowd with there. Or your course with a buono, and there and the passion tea, oh, one a bay. But our nurse in here, you know, war or call us all quite to market. Only a beer or money jabia or munti, there be a super. This is 2 accounts of money per NA. But I only acquire a passion there. Or call 12 hours of the crowd wanted. Because no nurse be a Zumuja. Nice, also Muja. Oh, how Mali
there be more than you slow, but Miss Mediana said, Obiafi.
Hey,
it's all said, you on your own, back on Pentus, you. Obi so penalty ye eba ne sana na ye back here ho enti no so abi fia wonu say if don't do it na obi akwa ye but say moja twa ne we am so ma the other way sa na enti and ye memfa
me dey ma nye nurse because of moja
enti
na me pe I like to care about for people but moja enti me nya nurse na de na abo frare ka no ma mi ni be ye school o ye nurse o we school na no bi so be ware ma mi so su Adanya reason is say or you depressed cry. Oh, I feel like I'm so better. You will school by you are bombing. Oh, it's me tell you about to catch my man say, Mammy, we school. Oh, wow, or laptop, or iPad, or iPhone. If you grab 2 phones or charge it, no send the what I said the school to a school loan. It's you or when you be worried now, man. So ko ware mumu no be boa wa ono na be boa na se oba ware awie school onye obi e ware wo se wo mo anti o na ko school awie nti se oboa wo to se oba be boa asa ma me ni e ba no a o ma ne ba no e ko ware yo o na me chere nti ya mentality no ye nyina ye can be obo se wo ya me retirement money they show no only about me. Who told us only about
I think say I won't say mama let me try but who share ain't can't now. That's what they do. They feel say make sure you say Bible say ya obe show my way janu when I say to and I'm boy.
You show my wo say free na wa show mama say to
whatever you know what I mean. Anyways, to get to the point. We as American young Ghanaian parents who are in America, I think we should all advise ourselves.
Yeah.
Now, today is one of the best shows. Advise yourself. Your child is not going to go to school and grow up to take care of you. Now, if the child still said, "Me mama, me papa me," and I want to give them something, but don't make an expectation that they have to every day feed you, pay you. As soon as you do 90 years, 80 years, now you know you're towards the end and you live with them or they want to care. That's fine. Unfortunately, some of our white folks put their kids, their parents in nursing homes.
Yeah.
Do you call them, you know, they're paying for it. Sometimes insurance are paying for it. But I think we should mentally prepare ourselves so you're not disappointed. That the American kids that we have here, yes, they will bless you when they can, but it's not their responsibility to financially support you when you are old. You have to have that. That's why we have our retirement plans and all this stuff put in place. I don't sit here one day thinking that when I'm 80 or 90 or whatever, TJ is the one to financially take care of my bills or whatever. I don't see that. But I would, if he chooses that I want to bless my mom or my dad, that's okay. But I don't put that in my head because I think I'll be disappointed. I mean, right now you can tell these, like you said, flowers cry, you don't get it. Birthday, because if you don't say, hey, today's my birthday, you didn't, you know, they'll wish you on Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, they'll put it all there. But nobody actually comes and says, hey, mom, thank you so much for, you know, if you don't teach them or show them how to do that. Yeah. But it might just be birthdays, holidays and Mother's Day and that Christmas, and that's it. So we as parents in America should start mentally preparing ourselves to put something aside for ourselves and not lean on our children alone. Because that's fine. That's okay. But if we say the meal tickets, like you said, I've heard that before. Meal tickets, like they really expect that financially every month, you are giving me money to take care of my financial support. That's going to be hard on the child because your child also is about to have a family. So how are they going to take care of their children if they're also taking, financially pouring out to, you know what I mean? So I know that's just my personal opinion. You can think otherwise, but I feel like we should make sure we kind of tell ourselves now that we are children. Just because you are investing in your child and raising your child. I don't know when your child becomes a celebrity or a football player, soccer player. That's different money. But regular day work and stuff, the stress on them taking care of their own children and building their own family, we can't add our burden to theirs as parents. When we get older.
Maybe ya mama no enya opportunity na yenya no ana ye menya nti wo mama nya wo na akɔhwɛ wo mama ɛna America aso de ni mama nyi no obɔ mpa ekwa so bewu ntam na onya ajapade bi nti sɛ wo ye Ghana ni na wo ha tere na wo ka no ɛsɛ wo bɔ obre yie sɛ de be ya wo betumi ahwɛ wo wo ba ne yema wo a ɛyɛ bingo.
Yes.
De dey bia be ka che nkofo ne sɛ wo de Unya shwe kwa no mumu as a mother and a parent no. Uye life insurance for your children. And also Ghana for yem pay. Think you say, hey, na me wu abe ko life insurance. Whereas I carry life insurance na ebe boa o man da achi. Rather no there be ye momo no if you see the money go school think you say omu we school no ma ba hwe yen. But very wrong because our 3 4 Mrs. See, I call retirement. Miana can was be na mum. I'm a baby because raising 4 kids in America is not easy. I am one odd year or raise zika. I am Kurana say between so I got try Ghana for booze. See, I don't expect to say me bano. I say most your money man. There. Uncle Sam now or the meka and on so money go swing there. I am more a brave na ya why I am. Say retirement wo kra wo ye papa 401k won adwum onye bi da because na dwan say the time say mbanya pharmacies o menyi e so hwe me na o hwe na hwana me hwe ne ba e na abadaya na ye wo no ye maye tete ogro mu ni bi 1 second o mentality nya ba bia wa dwen da no mo ya o ma dwen da o me tumi ka ya me ko hwe mami o mu se o mami bo su bi se o ma no mami o mo nya sa no ma dwen ti o eti ahwe ya ye be broken hearted. Ahwe ya ye be broken hearted and disappointed. You
see, I think that it was no in a different, 2 sides. Me mami, me ba promo na me mami ensa. Eno de ba boom. Now, sa wa o hwe me mami ensa back in the days 2009 na what me abobo sika no de twetwe asa ne mani nyina visa fee blah 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 enema bebree na your no nko an so na okroma oni anybody to help support me papa ni ha me papa nso Ghana and she was the one taking care of me fan say almost more than 50% of the family members home. Afibeson to say Christmas here about me or best send this car for we come away and still able to save money to file for mama and son in back room hano. Mimi who say if she was thinking about her future say me manu nyine na won behwe minti ma me de ma me secure me de no o de school na no mo nko a na wantimi anse buska amfa me fire nso ya ma no ma you know how life is in Ghana and get betimi atena no ma up to now we adwuma kra na we be trying to get money from your parents from here because who is on the laboratory now or the yaba bedru my mom never asked for kind of say more banty, me na to me can she never did that. Yeah, but in China for a very, very long time. To the extent say, wow, feel is a video when you near and now person two and I'll be two. Even when I wanted to move out, my mom wasn't happy about it. Me mama was thinking, say, you know, tanahaya na save this guy. O de kakra na opesa o difa nkonkutia o dan ka na o nkon opesa okotena no. Se mu half pra na help me with that here ni nyina entena ha no. Me duane obedi bi nia. By that time, you know, what drew some age bi you want to have fun, you want to be with friends, bi a upi kra na. O ba na jo a u feel say mache me kwa ma me bi ekuna say I feel na me ba na there. So you want to be, you know, you want to be by yourself. Any the move here. But trust me, I still think about it say me hu yanka manko. Now, ne hard working habit na no woman no ene me bedru kro ma adwuma na me ma me ye no. In fact, you think about it and for your own good conscience, you know say me ma me abre me.
That's right.
You have to support.
So I have to, you know, when it gets to the time I me enko to dwemu ye mra ontimi nya adwuma. E wo se me nso me ye dey. Me boa no, me hwe no.
Yes.
And no nye se ordinary bed na to so. But you look at what she did for you to be where you are. Then and you pay back so who to an can or the because and responsibility. Right.
That's what
and responsibility so me wash me be do that time. But I was also who say no and I do wadru baby a wadru and in to dwemu go on timi nye near first now you know. Even if Uncle Sam is giving my mom money, that money is not that enough. Say because me timi cover my me who say se ma worry sisi a me ntimi confirm ma metna me nchen because now I want also to have my family freedom sane manoma no enye oba bia akra na betimi ama na se kra betna me nka me fa ho me obetna me fia me nka mo e dan ba akofo na na edam ye soro ye didi a ya bonkomo but ne obi a na betimi sa ade enti no se me ma me da so okrom ha na se me fa ne se on call retirement but still ni koto dwemu ye mere no ntimi nya adwuma sane first no ye no it's my responsibility to do that because or no and I didn't be drew baby I made one and ho and no nye payback. So we should look at the difference between or the waba now say me the waba be drew sika me e ka me bo ho no tua me ka. If you pay that money you don't own her anything again. Enti no say o de me aba me school fees o tutu our Ghana na say o de me aba ha say no kaka bo na se me tuya aka wi a then it looks like I don't even have a parent because nipa na o me parent no eh ohunu so abom ho kan me tuya me ka say na it say na ma ye adwuma ma o no what tuya me ka. That's it. Me no ni bibia bi me adwuma na contract yes obi akon ba bi but at the point where we raise you to the point where once we nya bi no Mimi who say my responsibility to also take care of my mom. From Ghana, ya dwene ho no. My responsibility. Kroma no ya be mu ube wo obi o kroma no ma. Ye hu say nipa no nyini ndru ha say ya 401k wo this that. I don't think say that time no if my mom depended more on, you know, pushing more money to the 401k and Kobenya Skade to your school fees. Because that time, how much are you earning? It was about, maybe it was about $8.15 or $8.25 an hour. Maybe about you know, supporting us small. And then you're easy. Into no wow, shiny papa taking care of big boys. It was school. Masani has one you. School fees near 1,000, it's 1,005. Any pamiensa. Oh, yeah, koha, we way, I didn't cry and you cry, see, yeah, and to cry, see, to Ubi and I deal with school grade to make us here. Because of my mother, no, I did you win, we not so be doing an answer, because, you know, America, there, you have to take care of yourself now.
No, but see, you know, you're getting this wrong. What we're saying is, those of us who have had our children here in America, me and Mumsy, that's different.
So that opportunities no they have it.
Okay, it's Anna Joe boy so yeah different though. Mrs. Mama,
you know, I will not expect my child say any full responsibility to take care of me when I grow up. But Mimi who say the way I mean mommy single-handed parent woman etimiya just a adwuma no sacrifice no she needs our support. She
That's
needs
correct.
that help.
That's correct.
So if I'm doing it, it's not a payback. My mom will never ask for that. Not yet say, but you drew baby you drew baby you who say they are our parents because you also become a parent. You will be there. Me point no. We are always going to be where we be doing again. Say, our crowd had and I say, we all going to do the same thing. So yeah, and take care of that side, and I say, drew on one. Yes, we shouldn't be expecting that.
But you parents need to be catching on more. And I'm make no.
Yeah.
I may sure no yeah also about me, and I make a say they're wrong. Don't say that. And cause I'm sure, but I may show no me yeah. So your choice. My force will say no.
Yeah, unim say they have a way say one can is akra na mame show ye mame mboa o ma unsi baby papa na daachi bi se me kra me ho kire me a wo na abetimi abeboa me wo na me ba no say they want to raise you to the point where onu nso hia bibia obetimi but not necessarily say or the asi ukonso then say una abehwe me. We have people okofa ne ba free Ghana ba otimi ka kire ne say e ka me bo yi ni tua me ka. You see and America no say me tua ka de a then I don't owe you anything. Different from say me ensan ye ba me na me di kan ba aka me nua mo mi no Ghana. Now Becca say, oh, una e penyin na me do ba first no. Boa me. Na e ka me bo wo ho no. Ya boa me na yentimi enkofa omo maka no nche ne de embra.
That's different.
Yen hu sa na ma no difference na was sa na ma no na enkoye say ode me baaye no. Mitua ne ka. Me sika no na se me kra mitua aka na de kofa we baaye. It's a responsibility on so other so no na ba hwe na so na ba mitua, you know. So two different things. Yeah, but who chroma there? I mean, I think say different. But I mentality. Yeah. Me say me mama enyini. Na me hwe na say enyem responsibility me. Baby enyini and me say na me. So I have to take care of my parents when I grow up, when I make it.
Yeah, can't you for one so the baby are disappointed when they grow old.
Yeah.
Right.
Say obanyina yini e man hwe ya e say system no more different from the system where you grew up.
That's what.
So Baba boy obi anywa ni ma me bre na ni ma me here bibi on fan command no obeye but my fan share
Some people will not do it. In this
it's okay.
America, no, some people will not do
it's
it.
okay, but fan share you say oh show bana
I think
you will be disappointed.
I
understand.
Yeah, the parents in the bandits na I don't
Yeah.
think so will be because
Yeah, omo yen show me nyina no wan fi no ebi o we high school ground fi ni bi o say school high school crack no you will loans a obejije dia ko school na de ebi a owie high school obisa akwara obisa ne papa ne mama bibi they didn't even care so be school na so onko they didn't care no akọ school awie no abe ni bibi a so na mama because what we say we make it no yen ne sa so when you sow the seed ade ni nyini a ansa na betimi ateso aba nti wa ntimi an sow seed ni ye dia then ene eze ne wa wa
say then it's me kan wo nya kan na ya tie so yo nya me so me kire ne say the parents here na youngsters na ya old we're talking about the newer generation here in America who are having their children here in America like this young lady on the say Dubai, right? So that's different. But no ma ya wo ha no aya wo no yeah man, we shouldn't put that in our head. Say yeah sure mo no that be sure mo na omunyia the wrong move.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You're a different world and you're
that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. So we are not disappointed because our kids have their own mindset. This America, the century has changed. It's nothing compared to, like you said, back in the day. I saw my mom struggle, even though, yes, we were born in America. But when she went home, things changed. I saw it. So there's a difference. But can you imagine not seeing that, not having to deal with it? My mind would completely be different. And so it's the exposure and what you are, not to put you on the spot, but since you started working, apart from birthdays and holidays, have you ever said, hey, Daddy, here's $1,000 just to,
1,000.
No, I'm just saying.
500.
Okay, 500. Here, Dad, I just want to bless you 500. Use this to balance yourself. Have you ever, no, just be honest. It doesn't even hit you. You know, not that you don't want that, you don't have the love for him. It doesn't hit you because in your mind, he's taking care of you. He's doing well, right?
You know perfectly that's not your responsibility.
But what Mr. Dennis is saying that he's seeing that, oh, my mom has struggled. So even though dad was providing all of you, it would look comfortable, but we don't know when they were asleep what they had to deal with to even put that tuition or to pay or to even get up to go to work the next day. So that's what I'm saying. It's not that we are bad people because I'm on your board. It's just that we don't even think that way. But in where he's from and where we, the struggle that they see it completely different. So in the mindset is, oh, when we get older, we get good jobs. We have to be prominent so we can pay, give to our mother and dad because we have to take care of them. And my advice to American moms here, the African moms here, that if you are having your children here in America, don't expect that. And that's a clear example. You've never, apart from birthday, Christmas, you've never said randomly, here's $500. I never thought that way. It was my brother who says, do this. I'm like, for what? Like, I'm serious. I didn't know. It wasn't like I didn't love them. I'm like, and I said, you're okay. You're right. You look eating. It didn't hit me.
I opposite
so it's my brother who nowadays
Ghana
will prompt me.
Ghana cry Christmas and so Emma. We don't even do that over there. Christmas as on a pay Kate no makoto flower, no makoto. But inside Ghana, I didn't know. Near any man is a Christmas as you koto akoya no amo. You know, if you could see that so. You are tough at tobacco, the power for much. That's all we knew. But I culture bi wo hanom say do Christmas and no be child here. And no cry nya de chebi I to flower to card near sign.
Bro, you remember flowers
a card no say yen. Card no say yen. Now be ko be fi card e go ball no. Every year be your card. Flowers no so much ja.
That is my girl. Yes, you should cry. Growing up with all your experiences, the discipline your parents gave you and all that. Looking back, have that helped you? I mean, all the things that you went through with your parents, the good and the bad. I said, oh, my mom was doing this because of this. Oh, I now get it. It's helping me now. Is it? I say, oh, hey, Akosia. But you change I was here by say or call college, Looking back, at least there will be a positive something Kakao will say. Do you have that feeling, say, oh, it has helped you in college or something?
Yeah. Definitely helped me. Like the little cleaning stuff. My mom, I'll say she's a clean freak. So, like when I'm home, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But like when I started here at Columbus State and then I transferred. I went all the way to California
to get rid of them.
Not to get rid of them, but like, I love
get away.
I just, a new experience and like I wanted a new environment to see and this was my opportunity to go to a new place. So like I was in a dorm and you can tell the difference and I'm like, wow. Some people, I don't think they've cleaned a day in their life before.
Or showered.
And so that it really did help, like, the little go clean your room if you wake up, lay your bed and go and do this. Even shower and it's strict. In the morning, wake up, go shower, do this, brush your teeth, blah blah blah. In the evening, like I remember when I was young, I'll probably go with not showering in the evening. Why should I shower? But like it helped. Now you wake up, you have to go shower. You're going to sleep, you have to go shower. My mom will not let you in her room at night to sleep on the bed if you have not showered. Even your outside clothes, those little things that I thought, and I said, I didn't know. It helped me when I went to school because you're now on your own. If you don't do it, you're gonna leave in the trash. Like example, there was someone they got hurt, and so we had to go get something from their dorm for them. Oh my goodness. It looked like a trash. We
couldn't find anything.
We couldn't because it was a mess there. And it was a white person. If it was African, I would have been sad. But I was like, oh my goodness, this is how you've been living the whole time. We've been here for almost a full semester, and this is the mess you're living in. But you can tell the difference and it's really helped me, you know.
So at least you know the African parents are doing something right.
Yeah.
It's not always abuse. The more person. What about you?
Yeah, so like I said, it has really shaped me because even in school, sending all kind of obi to me surfing the bed, so not wako class on Jerry on Chichinas on your wako class. Oba na oba cry still no on ye anything no wa question them adechi the same thing obetumi ayesabe 3 days and sana when who say wa question ba from ko question no cry on Jerry like he was in soup no the big no. So what they did really like help shape us even with cleaning and ebana adisuamu so na eboye to help us stay consistent and time like how to manage our time and study and do all those stuff.
Yes, I feel one because someone when you at least when we said yeah, mommy funny be so and so a boy. Okay, school work with school is mean 3 days.
No, 3 days is nothing. My roommate was from either Korea or I'm not sure, but I thought maybe that it was like a call. I was confused because she comes in, I see her wake up. And we lived in a suite, so you go out to the shower, and then you come back, you know. So I was like, and I'm looking at this girl 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Literally every morning she got. I mean, it didn't. I was like, she's wearing this. Literally puts on the same hoodie, get up, take a book, down, out. I'm like, she's laughing. What goodness? Then she'll come in and she's talking there and she's eating at the same time, same clothes, sit on the bed, go to sleep. By the time I come up, wake up again. I'm like, what? I said, you didn't shower? She said, oh, I shower once a week. Sometimes once 2 weeks. I said, huh? You do what? You shower once a week? Oh, yeah, no, me shower 2 weeks. Then I'm okay. Well, I'm like, what? She don't even brush her teeth. And I'm sitting there saying, sweetheart, you cannot do that. So I had to scare her. I said, do you know that your breath, the bacteria in your stomach, they come out and poop in your mouth? That's why you before she started brushing her teeth in the morning, she literally she didn't know. She was like, oh, really? I said, yeah. Since she started brushing her teeth. That's when I started seeing her brushing her. Now, the showers, I don't know how that picked because eventually she got this boyfriend and then she moved out. But, yes, I've seen it happen. It's bad. I've seen worse. 2 weeks, she wouldn't shower. She showers once.
Wow.
And this including everything else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some question back. When I'm done with this question, all the panelists can ask you any question they want. You guys can also ask questions. Okay. Growing up, we have needs and wants, right?
Yeah.
Was there a time where you need to say, oh, this thing that I really needed, but my parents said no? And some things too, you don't really need it. You just want them. Maybe at that time, for instance, Christmas year tree, we now say, oh man, we pay tablets and I'm pay iPad. You know, say you don't need that thing for anything. But chinchina, you want it. Did you get that thing from your parents? Say chinchina, I did wait and no one and they did not give you, and they gave you. Do you have that experience? Your needs and wants. Did you even know the difference between the two?
No, as a kid, I would say no. No. They give me what I need, not what I want. So if I want anything, not say yeah, mommy, they'll like give it to me. But if it's not good, they're not gonna give it to me. So it wasn't. Yeah, at certain point, I didn't know what is need and want. So maybe some of my family, I was like, okay.
Obedience case. But they want hard be piano. Easily, sir.
Yeah.
When you shoot, why you one your one press so and this is what I need and I got it. So what about you, Akusia?
The needs and the wants I similar. Like for me, I guess like teenage years, that's like I want to go out with my friends, go to the mall, go to this party, and they're like, no. And I'm like, why? And they won't give you an answer why, because they don't want you to know why. Maybe maybe I can't drive you there, or maybe I just don't want you to go, or maybe the people that don't want you to go, like, but they'll just say no. And so I'm like, why? But me, I would just be like, okay. And then sometimes I'm like, I will go. And then now I feel like growing up, I'll be like, I'm gonna go here. I'm telling you, I'm going to go. And then if I didn't have a car to go, someone will pick me up, and they always want to know who. And oh, they will not let me go. I think that's also part of the problem. If they don't know the person, you're not going. But I guess like that's an example of what I wanted, and like I won't get it because just no. But I guess what I needed, they provided. The house, the food. They didn't have a lot, like, you can tell some people, oh, you have this and you really want it, but you need it, but you don't get it, but that's okay. Just see how they are also living, and you can understand sometimes.
And yeah, African parents, they say most so normally. When you look at them, the two are. Won't be my reason say, Mr. Menkwaha. Unim say America for class with why they need the why answers, but we can provide them with the why answers. And also in AI nature say.
So the near can say, yeah, mentality no. Baby, tea and crowd to Musa Papa say, why? Because they will never give you an answer. And a right when you say why I said, why you must watch challenge you. Where's all the man around who but I have for answer there why there. Oh, funny keke. Or so who need here? What's the more? They'll see a oh, maybe I'll go away. You do the basic. It's manco, and I now corner a bad neighborhood. Anyway, but they'll see a swear. For society, home there, why did there? They want to know why. And one of them to be there. Why can't I do this? Why do you want me to do this? That's why I'm on why, which is very, 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 very bad. They'll say, your mother says, why? Give the person the reason why. May come more. Oh, okay, was a debut. Say, no, yes, sir. Oh, got away, now go more. Who can be idea, and I
somebody can just say, I'm a co-work. More. For what?
For what?
I would tell you,
just do what?
I would tell you, be now, I think that why, no. Ghana, growing up in Ghana, there is no way Obeka say Oko baby. Now parents, Obeka say, no, me my uncle. You have no right to say why. Because it's a language of challenging them.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like saying,
Don't say that.
saying, what can be because now want to say. Now say, Ebia, what do you mean?
Don't
like
say that.
the word, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
In Ghana,
It's serious.
they can tell also what do you mean? Like what they don't say what do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You know, so I say every parent when you know Ghana wabaha no mabe won ma wa ha no the moment ube busa and say but why not dwene no you are challenging them. Exactly. as to or no to do something and you are telling them say onimni awoka but why is it mean to me or you know and I say I mean what do you mean I can't go? They don't like that. But understanding the word is a question. What do you mean? Like I don't.
So what do you mean?
I don't understand what you said. What did you say? The same thing. Obisa say, "Oh, mantina can then I can na." Obesa can be more. But men you say brofo. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And I said why?
I feel like
they see it as an insult.
It's the same thing.
It's the same, but
that's asking you said I didn't know alcohol.
Right,
You too.
right.
I didn't know my menko.
And the reason why I think a hand so much me ma answer to the why and then say I didn't know I could be to say baby send a crew man colatium, right? Me say me papa we in the agro. What be some say why? Ebi a me me say papa ya or kui and I say a brandy or namwe. When you like we a young girl and I could diagro me one who history be say any young girls diagra or then sake count when manema that kind of thing. So Kroma no monkwala, the moment you tell them the reason why I don't want you to play with this person, the next day papa ni shia no nasa branti ni shia no I know make say me no ko na den wa ma papa so de o nyewu. They can't hide anything.
Yeah.
So the parents will not give you the why answer no. Nyame cannot say. Enti enye ya na nye omo a answer ni bi wo no de mamo a. Mo ma ne nka wa. Mo bebo so. Enti why no ahwe wani ma no aye. Me se me wanko. They won't tell you because mun timi fa mun nim ade so kata. I be almost free, and I like that for the kids over here. In fact, so only akwala idea bro ha no pewasema or pewasem. Akwala on pewasem o kosoba from on pewasem. They are free. Na oma dwene mu ye fine. That's why I like playing with kids. Me oba sorry me kwala nkwa and uncle give me $1, uncle give me this. Because no mo krom coffee ka no parent kan ho asem on buy ya. Uncle my parents said this about is it true?
Yeah.
You see, intino sa question na dey ubisa answer na ma. Intino ye ka se be ma on kwa mo amonso mo hwe ba bia mo ko no. Say, hoye. Send a hot here. What's wrong with the mall?
So
People go to the mall and get shot.
Let me step in.
So they don't want you to just go there.
So as parents, right? I'm talking from the American perspective. I have a daughter who's 17. I have a son that's 21. I have a 25-year-old. 25, I really cannot control as much, but he knows where I stand. But the 21 and the 17. So my daughter yesterday wanted to go out. She went to a basketball game. We all know what happens nowadays at these games.
In Publix.
People carrying guns. But if I tell you I wasn't sick to my stomach, I was sick to my stomach.
Until they come back.
But she's 17.
Yeah.
And she acts nicely. She did all her chores. I cannot, a part of me want to say don't go. Because for me, it's safe. I know where she is. But when she actually, I said, okay. So sometimes when I feel like I'm in a hole, I hope she's not listening, I throw it to my dad, my husband, like, if dad says no, then I can stand behind dad. Mm-hmm. But dad actually said, okay, you can go. From the time she walked out, all I could do was press the Lord, please make sure. And I was praying, and my stomach, the whole time is turning. So at 9, I'm like, okay, she's a minor. She can't be out past midnight. My stomach is turning. So my kids know that how I feel. So when they started asking the why, I'll give them reasons. They would say, Mom, live a little. It's what it is. And this is not going to happen to me. You're always thinking negative. I said, that's not it. I'm just being cautious because I said, when you have your children and you want them to fly around, that's your kid. Let them fly. Mm-hmm. You're mine. Me, I can't have mine fly right now. When I said that to them, they actually understood me. Mm-hmm. So now they text me periodically. They're texting constantly. So I know where they are, what time, what are you doing? What time you come home? When I call, they pick up. When I call my kids, they pick up.
That's
pick up your
problem
phone.
with you guys.
Only because it makes me, I'm sick to my stomach. Because nowadays, the world is not like it used to be. People are just carrying guns, especially in Columbus. Anything can happen. She may not be the bad one. She just may be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or my son can be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or a flying bullet. Anything can happen. Somebody went to a hockey game. And I just said, it's years back. The little, what they call that little thing, a pot, whatever they flew through and hit the kid on and boom, dead. Think about it. A hockey game. So it's supposed to be innocent. But accidents happen. People playing hockey fall, slit their throat. They die. Things happen. So I'm not saying that you can't go out. But my thing is, oh, mommy, I don't know. I'd rather let them be mad at me and stay home so I know they're safe. But as they're getting older, I started answering the why and what do you mean? Oh, my son said, what do you? I said, what do you mean? What do I mean? I'm telling you can't go. Yeah. And then he said, but why? And I had to explain to him. Then they'll say, okay, mom, this is what we're going to do. Especially when they started driving, it's even worse. I'm like, I don't like all my kids in one car. I'm always complaining because a bunch of teenagers in a car, you already know what that means, distraction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, who's taking you? Who's driving? I don't trust this person driving you. I'll take you. Like, so it's just a precaution. So what do you mean? We have to answer the what do you mean? But we just have to let them know why we feel the way we feel. If the kid loves you and understands why, sometimes you're like, okay, mom, I'm not going. Like, she understands. And someday she's like, mom, I promise you, I will call you. I'll be this time. I'll be here. She even calls me so I can see her, so I know she's safe. So we do the whys and the what do you means. We don't tell you why because some of us, speaking from my point of view, I'm terrified when my children go out. I'm terrified. I'm not terrified when I go out, but I'm terrified when they go out. Because I know I can control my surroundings. I know what to look for. But for your children, they're free-minded. They just live.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes one idiot who's depressed to walk into Family Dollar or Walmart and start shooting. Your daughter can say, I'm going down the street, Mom, I'm going to get some Family Dollar. She may not come back home because there's an idiot who is depressed somewhere who wants to go around shooting people. So when we say don't go and you ask us why, it's not like we don't know why. We know why. But we can't explain to you because you wouldn't understand the why. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because we say, akola pia bonting, right? Let's say to the mall or to the park. Now, baby, I started here noisy. They want to go and watch, and they want to go and see what is going on over there. Maybe people are running away from there. Or no, so they want to go. But or no, also what can I say? Or no, the OPA or okay. Maybe I was see some P and answer me drive. Na BBC or baby. Na I feel I make watch my phone. The way they they've been doing here. Or continue phone I can record it. One time I was in downtown, High Street. Na me fi 3rd Avenue one movie say High Street me so. And I think Central Fako Club or something. And I'm and to Kwesi exchanging bullets. Police go be brave. The driver in front of me at the traffic light now be call Macon. Watching the phone or recording. I was horning Charlie move on phone. And the police carrying guns passing by me. Makuma.
Maybe yeah.
Me say me secret. But you see that young boy in front of me,
he don't care.
Watching the phone. So these things, it makes the parents think say no. And that is why most of the time they don't want you to go out public places by yourselves. They want you safe. It's not like say Obi person or Kwan safe, always keeping out. No. They want to keep you safe. They want to keep us safe. Your parents, your baby on my cry parents no see I need to guarantee a cry and cry. Oh sorry, I know mommy ba. No for key, probably now they don't know where you are. But
and that's wrong though.
As a kid, you have to. They have to know where you are. Always, remember, we will share a kind of say location together. Wow, one person will share location. Then we are not going anywhere. You see, the location there. So also will come more. I have to make sure you are the more. You have to. Even if you can't pick up that time, text me and tell me say yeah I am noisy so I can't answer now. Let me know you are safe. Me throw back me no amfa. Next time you are not going anymore.
That's how it is. That's right.
Next time you are not going.
Yeah.
When you have your phones with you, parents are calling. You rather text them. Say 1 minute call like, oh mommy, I'm fine. Your parents sometimes will just want to know how you are doing. But no. Won't fuck all with that. I just say what text back.
Or text from Johnny.
That text message, also tells you or you're safe.
Yeah.
We are alive. But what me text you back, that means baby or one man come back at you. It's all part of communication. Me protest it. And let's say we calling now for Sanya Mimia Bay, soft bay. If you are enough for me, so by I sorry for Kakra Carrier. If you are calling fee now, what free Presby, I call maybe enough Pentecost in your not knowing some kind of program or any about the young way. and they are the church. Oh, friend wants me and for us all them. You know, so we don't pick up phones in the church. So or test still, oh, mom, I'm fine. I'm with my friend at this place. Welcome, baby, all. And it's all part of communication. So most of the time, you know, say, oh, friend, one fat text message, you know, and call, you know, I feel crowd friend 3 times to ask cry now, test no test, but one off on the cry now. What they are told airplane mode that the Ukra, you know, that's when it gets to that point now, and trust me, I'm sure I won't be you.
So you see, I'm saying, no, be framing. Only baby, I'm a walk.
Yes.
Until you say,
either say better stay back and I say, right. That it's all part of communication. When the communication is going on, it's fine. Me test. Oh, are you okay? Test me back. Yes, I'm fine. Mommy who say, you know, I didn't hear you, mom. You know, you are still alive.
And you know one thing about that you said, you know what? Kids think that, oh, I'm not turning on my location so my mom and dad don't know where I am. That's you are hurting your own self.
Oh yeah.
Because if you show me where you are, it doesn't mean I'm coming there to come and get you, embarrass you, or do anything. I need to know you are there. The siblings, my kids, my husband and I have Android, but them, they have the iPhones. They know which they have the location all the time.
Yeah.
So there was a point in time where, you know, you girls think you're slick, right? And Jada, sorry, but I have to put it out there. There was one time where she told me she was going to this person. Now, you know, I've been a teenager, so I know every child tests their waters. So she said, I'm going to this place. I knew she was there. I took her there myself. Not knowing, there were 3 of them over there that were going to go somewhere else. The other mom, they told the situation to. She said, okay. She too automatically thought. That's why I always tell parents, when your kids are hanging, communicate. Know where your kids are all the time. So the 3 of them do the little kanana, right? They go somewhere else. I went to a funeral. I'm coming home. Then the parent calls me. Hey, have you seen her from Jada and them? I'm like, what do you mean? They're supposed to be in your house. And she said, oh, no. They went to X, Y, and Z. I said, what? My point, I was very furious because my point is, you should have called me to let me ask me if it's okay for this person to go. Because the last place I left her was at your location. All right, fine. So I'm calling my child. She's not answering. Mind you, never happens. Her phone died. So guess what? Her phone died. So I call my son. I said, Jeffrey, where is Jay? He says, hold on, Mom. Boom, he pinpoints. This is the location. I drive. Now, mind you, I didn't call. I just drive there. So when I get there, in fact, I used to work in a neighborhood, I know. And there was all these guys, you know, with these pit bulls, with the, you know, and then the kids were having this street party and this place smelled like, well, I'm like, why is she, you know, I was just, guess what happened? I went in and I said, can someone please call out? So when I said, can you ask for Jada? Somebody was like, oh, somebody's in trouble. So they went up, Jada. I couldn't find her. I said, I'm not leaving. So somebody says, drive up a little bit. They were getting in the car to come home. And they were both charging the cars, the phones, and whatever. But it was almost 3 o'clock in the morning. And the neighborhood they were at, I used to work there. That's not a good neighborhood. It's not. So my point is, you turn off your thinking you're doing me. But when you were stranded, you couldn't even call me. So if this mom did not call me to tell me X, Y, Z, my whole mind is my child is sleeping in your house. That's what ticks us off, parents.
Yeah.
Now I know she learned from that because it never happened again and she never lied again. Now I know every location. But at that point in time, the old mom in the old Yvette, the original one, would have gotten out that car and did what I had to do and all that. But for some reason, God held me so tight. I was calm. I was quiet. I was so quiet. She was scared because I was quiet. They said silence means concern. They were terrified because I was quiet. Auntie Yvette is loud, but I was quiet. So everybody, I said, hey, you in the car. I said, you follow, because the one driving. So I drove and followed her. Make sure she got home. Then I brought the other 2. Dropped this one at her house. Dropped mine. I didn't say a word though. I didn't say a word. I just sat there. So the next morning, she comes and I said, do you know why? Yeah. And then she wanted to do, yeah. Oh, yeah, mom. Don't yeah me. So I said, sit, let's talk. This is why I ask. This is why I say no. This is why I say this. Because you've proven to me that I cannot trust your story. You don't have better judgment. This is why we say no. The location, we calling you as parents, we care. The next time you realize something happened, can you imagine the location? If somebody would have raped my child or they have done anything to those girls, we would have no idea. And next time you realize somebody's not going to get a police officer. ma'am, we need you to identify about. No, I don't need to identify anything if my child was going to be where she was supposed to be when I left her. That is why we say no. Because we know I've done it, so I know I know what she was up to. Because I had little streaks, so I knew. I was like, oh, this kid, y'all keep forgetting that some of these moms here are slick. Like, mom says daughter would not be able to put anything past her because she knows what's going on. So these are the things that we try to tell you guys, that it's okay. We know we say no, and your location and your phone. But youth, if you're listening, please, it's for your own good. It's not like we want to sit on your happiness. Once you become a teenager, an adult, you can have all the fun you want. But until then, if you live under our roof, please, we are begging you, pick up your phones when we call you. Or text us.
Yes,
I
pick
have
up
a
your
question though.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it because you were probably like that? That's why you were like kind of terrified your child will become you when.
Okay, so that's a good answer. No, when I was growing up, I hung out with a lot of people. We were in a group, and my uncle, the way he raised, so my mom and dad. So my mom in Ghana, my uncle was very strict. So before I could even have a boyfriend, I was 18. He was very strict. Because I saw my surroundings and how these girls, like the people around me, how they behave, I'm like, hey, they didn't get in trouble. Like when I saw that, it just made me smarter. All my friends are guys. I don't have a lot of female friends, so I know what they do. I know what they say, the way they talk. All that is in here. So having a daughter, I'm giving you this long rope. I gave you the rope, but once you hung yourself. Now I jump in because I'm expecting you to be like me, how I've raised you, what you're supposed to be doing, the yes, the do's and the don'ts and the no's and the yes and all that. I'm expecting that from you. But if you show me or give me a reason not to trust you, that's when I start pulling you in because now you've proven to me that you can't be the adult that I've raised you to be. I expect that from a teen. I told you I work with youth for long. The youth is my special. I love the youth. So I know what they keep. I connect very well with the youth. I know exactly what they're thinking, and how they're going to do it. So it's not like that point in time, I expected it from her, but I also don't put it past them because it's a teenage thing. It's going to happen one way or the other. Everybody in this room does something that their parents still probably don't even know till now.
Of course.
That's just how it is. So for me, that's why they can't get past me because I'm like a flash. I'm like a torchlight. Like I'm the owl. You know, the eyes go 360. I'm like that because everything they do when I'm watching. I may not say it, but I'm watching. I know before they even do it. Like I can think ahead or I have hints. Somebody will call me, even from their own group of people. Somebody will hit me like this is what's going on. And I will know before I ask them. So for me, it's like, Dad, they don't lie to me because if they lie, I'm going to catch you because somebody's going to tell me. And so I'm not saying that I was like that, but because of my exposure to the people that I hung out with and knew how they were, my mom knew I was a good girl. She didn't have a problem worrying about where I was because I was always home or I was at church. I was always somewhere. She knew where I was, even in Ghana. I'm right down the churches, like right down the street. I'm always there. You know where I am, and there's no phones in Ghana. So for her to let me loose as a girl, it needs some trust, and that's what I expected my children to do. So it's not like, oh, because I think that, oh, I've done this, so she gonna know. It's because I know the people that I hung with and what they're capable of doing. That I took that into my parenting skills to make sure I have teenagers that would, go far or not get themselves into a mess that I cannot get them out of.
Okay, I'm going to hear that and I have so yay. Everybody comments, Kakra, and then do you guys have any questions?
Oh, no.
No?
Yeah, they answered everything.
And paying for mom before the papa. Do you have any questions for them before?
Questions in the day, you've been here, but so we really
Let me read it. Let me say, Joe Boy said, don't expect your kids to take care of you when you are old. They will take you to the elderly home. And Obasima said, very true. Obasima, how are you, Cece? Joe Boy said, the generation this time is different. How do you guys give your parents money when they do double job? Sawara Joe Boy, give Jerry, my sister, say, hello, dear. Highly favored Equias. Sometimes you explain to them why they shouldn't go, but they will still go. What can you do? Just pray for them. But Sir Daniel say hello everyone. Hello Daniel. Mrs. Justina Poma Shay. Highly favored. See, you said it right, Yvette. Joe Boy, see, you said it all, Yvette. Yvette, no. and you said it. You said it all. I Nina. Then it's also a question be more one.
Yeah, I have a question for them. You know how in America here, in Ghana, it wasn't like that. We didn't have that parents, kids, communication skills. How where you get to tell your mom as girls. You tell your mom, some things I will share your personal, information about yourself. Because in Ghana, no. Say uko school kra wakoso obi nsa kra me koso obi nsa ewo kwan ho ya pon school nyina ye ba eso obi nsa ma ye bo me se ma koso oba nsa all these things
abuse
enu nyina ye me growing up in high school, no, in fact na me a very very shy person. Even my friends were pushing. I remember they were pushing one girl on me. Said, I'm the next time my girlfriend. Trust me, you know old school. But se me pie compound no. The end, na me who so pie on my medoje. I didn't want to have physical contact with her. I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's all girl.
Oh, me that means so. Me so be. Now, hey, there's not going to be some. Yeah, my question.
So that was a disciplinary act, and it worked.
Yeah, oh, and when you need to be an person, you need because I'm one. But anyway, my question is: are you guys able to have deep conversations with your parents? Because let's say so Pierre Bonte, modern age, bro 20 years, bro 18 years, you are almost matured. Is it a way me approaching my parents to tell them how guys approach you and how you should go about looking for what is it called, relationship and all that stuff? Like, are you able to talk to your parents about, say, be a bema pressure or you want to know, hey, this is my first time, I don't know how it is, mom, say this, how do I go about it? Are you guys able to talk to your parents about that?
First time about what? Wait, you said first time
about with a man.
Encounter with a man, bema shower or bepel, that kind of
thing. Yeah, you said first time.
No.
Yeah.
Normally, it's a woman, no, nobody needs a
communication.
Oh, my country. I was a parents, a boy, mano, and nobody who said, oh, especially man, or also, as well as Nina, I own Fabi. I'll bet me,
right.
I'll open up to you. And why, online, yes, I better than so nobody say, hey, mom, guess what?
Yeah, because the reason why maybe sounded to say like the minimum palabia or no. Yes, sir. I'm say, yeah, Miss Serena say, hey, I want your boyfriend. No. I have a crush in my school. I have a crush, but I don't have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So they feel, but I feel like they feel bad. Are you guys able to ask your parents with
do you have that kind of relationship with your mom, said to the extent so to make her be biacho mommy about even guys and
we're not there yet. I feel like we didn't have that from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So like now it's kind of odd just to come to you and be like, oh,
so for
this guy.
No,
it's just that like
vibe.
Partly that, and also partly because we just didn't have that from the beginning. You know, my mom too. She was a good girl, so like.
Good girl, good girl.
So like it's kind of like it's just odd. Yeah, we have to build somewhere. First. I can't just jump and be like, oh. So like,
I'm
not gonna say it. They will meet the person if they get married.
What about you? Yeah.
I think with me, open to have such conversation. So if like anything will be by saying, oh, I like you, this and that, I either go to my mom or my grandma. So I tell them whatever, like I'll tell them, but I won't give them like I can't go, yeah,
Details.
details. I'll just be like, oh, this and that. That's it. And they will just give me advice and all that. And mostly, I'll say I talk to my grandma more than my mom. And my grandma is she used to be a girl child education. She used to do like an NGO and all that. So she is very open talking about that more than like my mom. So I end up going up to my grandma more than my mom.
When you parents, and having kids, that's a very be a sex life, and I say discussing sex issues with them, which we are supposed to.
So you being able to talk to your grandma more, more details, but with those things, how is it helping you? Because I feel like ono to me and then the parent intimi nka ho asem, right? Intini bibia you taking decisions by yourself and all that we can say nipa no ni all canon correct and correct and then 2 3 and 2 3 and 2 3 and 2 3. The one ultimately no grandmother it's me have a conversation about those things now. How is it helping you? Like is it helping you make good decisions or and one say the work could be some on your back on your own count? How do you take it? How do you go about it?
So with near Okacham I just pick whatever I think will help me.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I'll pick whatever I think will help me, not Neo Kanina, because we're like totally different generation. She's like old school, and I'm like new, so yeah.
So what's your name?
Yeah.
Akos. How old are you now? Do you mind if I ask?
22.
Okay, so right now, the age you are, there is no such thing as I can't come to my parents anymore. You're old. It's different if you were 16, 17, 15, 12. Now you can't.
Yeah,
Now if it's 22, yeah, if you're 22, 23 and there's a guy that comes to you, you should be able to say, Mom, I know I'm 22, I'm not having, you can tell her. Like my daughter was like, she's 17. I said, no girl, no, they know. My son, 21. You know my son, actually I'm very proud of Jeffrey. He came to me and said, Mom, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, huh? Really? I said, okay, what are we doing? Okay, Mom, we're not there yet. And he would tell you, we're not there yet, but this is the person that I like. So I have an idea. And you know what he's done? He makes sure that I speak to her. We talk. When they call together, we talk. But he can't do that with my husband. My husband still's like, okay, you're in school. You're a young man. The women are expensive. He can't. But for me, even everything that they doing, how they going to school, what they're moving, everything, like he keeps me posted. My daughter, on the other hand, I think would rather go to my husband than me. However, I realized when Jeffrey came home, she kind of slid like, okay, Mom. So these are the kind of guys that I kind of like, but I don't do the heart. She said, I don't get the heartbreaking, so I do the heartbreaking or something like that. She had a little, she said, because, I'm fine like that. She had that confidence in her, but I do know that it's going to get to a point where she will get heartbroken, and she's very introverted. So introverted people, you have to watch them. When their guards are down, then you go in. You have to let them, they have a way of processing their information and their feelings and emotions, and then you can come up and say, do you want to talk about it? And if they say no, it's okay. You're able to back up. So for you, even you look like you're an introverted person. If you are, it's okay. But process your information. And you have to always have that big sister that would always tell you how to go about it. Or a friend that will tell you how to go about it. And then you should say, hey, Mom, I want to talk to you. I got something to tell you. What do you think of this person? And all she's going to say is, oh, be careful. Oh, these men are. And you just be careful. And we will give you the pointers that you will see it. And they're like, oh, this is what Mom was talking about. Don't say, okay, nonchalant because we're old school. We're not old school, okay? We have skills.
Yeah.
But
See, you have to start from somewhere. You have to start from somewhere.
No, but if Mommy didn't start it, now that she's an adult, you're paying 22, 23, 24, 25, come on.
Yeah, if you push it on them,
You have
they will
to
change.
yes.
They will change because
you need
I know my
that.
little sister kept, all nyini kakra no opia bonte na say wo ko be momo be fana ko okosu kra na dia opie ya Mommy, I'm going to school. I love you. Mom was like, watch it every day. I love you. I love you. You see, she kept saying it. And my mom is, getting used to it now. Okay, so if you push it, you have to be able to push it. Maybe I don't know that be on my requirements. So only homophobia,
I feel like it also depends. I'm the first child. It's a difference between my little sister now. The communication is way better there.
Right.
So you are the oldest, or you came before your sister, so that communication, maybe now you guys are better.
Yeah, so
but
if you being the first child now, your mom's supposed to be your friend, like the big sister. Sometimes you have to forget about her being your mom. Sometimes you have to forget about her being your mom. Then go straight to the point, tell her this, that. The mom comes back.
And remember, now that what she had with you, you said the little ones are better communicate because they learn from that and they become better.
Yeah.
So this is when you jump in. It's never too late. Because maybe she wants to, but because she hasn't, she wouldn't even know how to approach.
Yeah.
So as your age, now that and remember, your educational background is probably a little bit different than your mom, correct? So you have your the way of thinking is also a little broader. So you do have to, when that time does come, do not hesitate. You could just be going to get groceries from the African market and you slide it right through. You don't have to sit down old fashioned. You can slide it through going to African markets. Like, Mom, this guy cries, and you just slide it through and like, huh? As if she heard you. She didn't hear you, but she heard you. And then you go back again. And then you go back again. And then finally...
You can even start from somewhere else, not even a relationship. You can start from your career, your school.
Just one.
I want to do this, so what do you think? What do you think? Like, always try to get her idea on something. Then boom, then communication. Yeah. Maybe she wants to talk to you about something, but how? The moment you start, it will go there.
The regular one is there.
Said something to me. Why did they say this? Yeah. Like, we have that, but like when it comes to boys or like that, no.
Do you think you'd be able to tell your father rather than your mom? Do you think?
Probably my dad.
I told you. It's a girl thing.
Yeah.
It's a girl
thing. You have to have one person you can talk to.
And if you talk to that, that's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
About time, no matter my son's stress is about time. As someone who way out, when I free to them. Because I'm a bedding, you say they were not in the tinty. But my class in the pop, I catch them. A baby, a baby, I mean, on your old mind, or when you say, on any India grow now, so nowhere I felt, and I said, I'm so, or you live in the moment, oh, you okay. I feel baby, no, can you say, no, come on now, a party needed on any your wanty. Then catch your parents or pesa. And I was bold enough, yeah. My friend, I could have said, my parents are going in the new.
Mama, let's be a
so, oh, I back because on kind of way I'm money. Maybe we are not on a maternal. But because I said, the parents said, come on, need you. No first officer, but go too deep, the new or ferry, papa, on a maternity. Wow, your mamma, no, so, but no air castle now, hey. Now let me tell you, be said, not the mamma downfall, a repuno. No, your bemo, no mammy near Daji, Ghana for a bezu near Dajo Ghana.
Of course.
O could you mamma quite a jar, no, send a mamma satin no a year some money. O got your mamma, so ya call a bonnet. Mamma into me, yes, sir. I'm not see a gun in life when I say, oh, yea, oh, wine, and my sabbating and auntie. Our phone, Miss Ramos, say a man or cassa, ye till, you're near man in Como. Oh, no man in Coma, Ocusion baby. Yeah. Sex education say, one year now, class 3 close the class 4 is at the chomo. Sex education.
They already know.
Well, now, one we are, one channel, Ocusion baby bonnie. And I don't pretend, say, oh, the holy armor. For a bravo uniform. So I say, my bad man chasing that because I catch her, me, Bobino, I'm warming. Or Brefu, I'm warming. Miss Media, Jimmy may do a chin chasing. Yeah, so you do where we are. It has all for abortion. And that's all which one in our brain, no other. college, what you can not surprising about college. When you have a heart attack. What you mention? It be open with your child. Now, what it means to know what can be brave. About one casa.
Ayo,
And the Yampa 6:30. And Colladin, I'm with me.
that is what I would do. Final,
And the American is, American parents, kind of say Ghana parents, na yabano. Because the system we are in is different from where we came from, and so parents no know ye be no can be na say when you wa munya botre mama mfa say they don't know what they are doing. It's where they are coming from. Just have the time, talk to them, let them know what is going on, let them know your heart, let them know say what in your can I say, but we are in a different like era into almost so intimacy. Talking to them, having conversations with them will help close the gap now, that African parents and the kids here, Bibia will be successful for us.
Madam Fine, your final take on this.
Let's understand that our youth, the younger ones that we're having here in America now, they have a different way of thinking. I know that social media has a huge influence on our children. So we have to, as they always tell us, that we should start following the trend, so that we can be on the same level that they are. Because if not, I know that our ways that we were raised, the way we're raised in Ghana, it's an amazing, trust me, some of us have some really good home training. I think the way we speak to people, the way we respect people is completely different. And putting that in your children is all great. But also know that, like I always say, the fact that back in the day we had flip phones, now we have tablets and we have, iPhones and stuff. We have to go with the generation. We have to go with the trend so that we can keep up with them. And also, like I said, it's hard to not talk to your children about certain things, but it's okay to allow them to do the things that they want to do, but at the same time, give them a reason why you think they shouldn't do it. This way, some kids may understand you. It's okay to be protective. I know I'm an overprotective parent, but in short, let's just understand that they are here in America. Things are different. Let's learn how to talk to them, listen to them, be them, so that we can have a better relationship with our children. Because if we are so uptight with our children, when they let loose, you will never get them back. Mm-hmm. They may not even come home again. They may not pick up your calls when they're adults because they just had enough of you. And so let's try not to push our children away, but rather instead pull them in.
Thank you, Madam Fine. Agutia, what's your final words for us as a teenager growing up in America? No, what will you say to us, the parents in America?
All I will say is, just communicate from the start. Like, my parents, they're pretty involved with me. They check in, like going to school, telling them, like me going to California, they were not happy, but I told them that's what I want to do. They supported me. Just support your kids from the start, communicating with them, and like they will come to you. Like my sister, she comes to me all the time. She goes to my mom, my dad, any of them all the time. Now I'm getting better at talking to people, so I go to my parents too. So just like being open and not having that, and I say, shutting them off from the beginning. They will not come to you anymore when you really want to talk to them in the future. And like I came back home, people are surprised. Why did you come back home? Why are you still with your parents? Blah, blah, blah. But it's just about that relationship from the start. I feel like some people, they don't even know what their kids are doing. Like when my brother went to school here, and one kid, she came by herself, and my parents were there. I was there. Like we were there to support him. The parents were not there to support the person, and they're just there by themselves. Like if they grow up, you expect them to be there for you. They won't do that because from the beginning, you just dropped them off and you left when everyone else is there. If my parents are not there for me, I'm gonna be really sad. Like I see other children or other people who are like me and they came to orientation with their parents and I'm just here by myself. That's really sad. So I talked to her and I was like, you can join us. And I could tell the difference when they were with someone. So just being involved from the beginning and not just shunning them or like shutting them off from the beginning will help.
Yes. What's what's your final take too?
Also, our parents needs to be like available for us because I handle it told to be 3 days crying out home, mommy, and I home, papa. So we're pleading with them they should stay home, and we should have like more time and talk communication wise. There like sometimes there are certain things that we really want to like tell them, but because of the way it is, no, we can't really go to them and talk to them or anything. And yeah, I'll say they should stay home and be available for us.
Thank you, girls, for coming on the show today. It has been very helpful for us. Yeah, your parents. Yesua baby say ono mbatia omusa na ono omukomkele nyesa omusu nyina nya dia ombeka asem bia che bia saa time na wo so pese utie de ekoso e wo mabrabo musu no omo amfa show mase nya dia omo no be start saa time no that time ya akonya be ma bi kura be ma na etutubu na so nti be ma na o tie ne nya de wo ka na wo Mr. Mention ye pan and bang man yan warm up brabo the omo ye oh dear who should be but then I will share then I will ye and here pa one what's in here and kayo one what's if girls yano the omo experience the omo per se experience ye see Mr. Mo yet damn was si bebre men kind message kakra aka na fancy highly favored the queer essay Obasma I'm doing very well sis trust we are all fine Kujo Fosu sharing your boys a good show today Matilda interesting good topic as always good job guys thank you Paulina Boating sharing Apatoyowa sharing highly favored it's a very educative show today Obasma a very nice and educative show. Vida Ado say God bless you all for the good work. Matilda, that's a good advice from the young girl. We should always get involved as parents. Yeah, see, I know I'm watching. Always get involved as parents. Then ya Emma Obi Emma to Obama, and also Obi Emma too for Emma. The woman I want. Well, crowd to the elf name. Fat now, Obi should did become. Esem munhwe nie pa ye de si mamendam sponsors ase me da Shadies Beauty ase FF Beauty ase Sky Couture ase KJT African Market ase Mera Beverages ase OKT Print ase and Mom's Essentials na me ya aduma I hope say de yesua no mo febi mun share mun kwaso share na youngsters and na mama for mo kuma enhwe papa for mo kuma enhwe ne mboa nyina because we dey asema emu hia pa very important.
My fans said we took one cranty.
Yo, Malisa, I can't share. Must say, me ask from next week. Oh, to find a crap, but the mamma finish with Robert Basupa and the hotel Mukushi and Nani who around table has say. It's a mamma finish with Bray, or my little say, safe journey. I found court no more home by no found time. And I'm winning our system of shame, and Miss Yobia made that then it's a madam fine vet as say. Why, it's a mamma little to quan into Portugal, Sabra, and the mamma Lia say, and I'm a sign that I could see any class. Yamisha was a mobile around to Bakaka, come out in chair. Yami had my next ticket,